What's up, guys? It's Ashley the Mountaintops back again. Another week. This week we are going to be having a lot of fun. But of course, before we start that, I have to introduce my co-host Jeremy. How are you tonight, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. I knew you wouldn't forget about me. You never do.
No, I can't. I mean, who else am I going to talk to, right? I hate talking to myself, so there needs to be somebody on the other side here. But how was your week this week, man?
No complaints, man. Looking forward to the long weekend upcoming. But yeah, no complaints. How about yourself?
Yeah, same. Except for the Pirates falling apart against the Phillies, we're doing okay over here. That was pathetic. But anyway, not a baseball podcast, football podcast. I digress. So today we're going to talk a little bit about a little news, and we're going to have a little game night. I always like to do this in person, but we're going to play some game night over Zoom. So we'll see how this goes. And bear with us. We will be typing in our computers. So if you hear a little bit of clicking, we apologize ahead of time. But if not, well, then don't worry about it. And then right in the middle of the game night, we're actually going to do our first player profile for the offseason, which is going to be Isaiah Likely. And we both have some interesting takes on that. So excited for that. And then the second half, of course, is going to be some different games that we'll play as well. Just a lighthearted, easygoing one this week to kind of get us set from the rookies to the whole NFL, if that makes sense, dynasty-wise. So just kind of a break week. We're going to get started here with the news. And the first one is one of my favorite players is getting paid. Devon Achane from the Dolphins signs a 4-year, $64 million deal. Obviously, I was happy to hear this because I have him everywhere, it seems like. So that was nice to see. Malik Neighbors for the Giants has cleanup procedure. Week 1 is a possibility, which we did not expect that to be the case, but it could be a possibility for Neighbors. Michael Penix for the Falcons throwing at workouts, which is always good to see. Taking a step in the right direction. Aaron Rodgers signs with the Steelers for 1 year, $25 million. A little bit more than we expected. We might talk about that one. Cam Scattaboo from the Giants says he will be ready for week 1. He says he'll be ready. We'll see if that's actually the case or not. And then one that just came to the fruition today. Someone's in jail. Rashee Rice from the Chiefs tested positive for drug use. I believe you said it was marijuana. 30 days in jail. He started yesterday. The reason he is in jail for testing positive for marijuana is because he is on probation. You know a little bit more about this than I do, so if you want to speak on that one.
No, you summed it up pretty well. But yeah, he's on probation from his past history with the car accidents and the speeding and stuff like that. He's already under a high magnifying glass because his ex-girlfriend, I think is what it was, his baby mama came out and said he was abusive. So he's already under a fine magnifying glass. But he was on probation during this period and tested positive for marijuana, THC. So he immediately is facing jail time for that breaking of probation. From what I understand, from what I've gathered, he started his booking yesterday. So he will be missing OTAs because he'll be in jail during this time.
Yeah, and man, he is hitting every single thing that you're not supposed to do as a human being. He's crushing it. That's for sure. Especially with the NFL. So, unfortunately, if you have his shares, don't know what that's going to look like. We will definitely keep you updated. I can't see how we thought he was going to be suspended with all this previous stuff, and now he's hit again and actually going to jail. How he won't be suspended, but who knows? Goodell is an interesting human being, so we will see what happens there. Anything else other than the obvious problems with Rashee Rice that you wanted to highlight on your side?
Yeah, I'm a little. I don't have any stocks, thank goodness. But I'm a little concerned with this Malik Neighbors news. Having a second procedure to clean things out due to stiffness and everything. I know he didn't get any work done on his toe, which was an issue last year. I don't know why he didn't work on his toe during this whole issue of being out, but he hasn't. So you always have that toe injury that could linger and come back around. But color me impressed if he's there for week one, because with the multiple procedures now, and we're not dealing with a simple injury. I mean, he tore his meniscus and his ACL and his MCL. He did a bang up job on that leg, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that he's not there week one. And I think our listeners should prepare for that, especially the ones who own him.
Yeah, and I think we might be talking about this situation in halftime coming up. So I'm not going to say too much more about that, but I completely agree with you. I do have a stock in him in a keeper league, not necessarily dynasty, but a keeper league, and I plan on keeping him. So we'll see what happens there. But at least it's just a cleanup procedure. It's not another deep invasive procedure. So hopefully he will be able to play week one. But how well, who knows? I was happy to hear that Michael Penix is actually going to give Tua a fight at least. It's not going to be where Tua wins the battle just because Michael Penix is not healthy. So I was happy to see that with me having shares of him and how high I was on him rookie year as a rookie. So in last year. So I was happy about that one. But yeah, anything else you wanted to talk about the news here? I think we can kind of move on, but if there's anything you wanted to highlight.
I'm ready to move on. Let's get some game going.
Yeah, let's get these games going. This is the first time we're trying this, so bear with us. Hopefully it works out very well. But first off, we're going to explain a little bit here. Most names are fantasy relevant except for probably one category or one game we play. But most of the other names are fantasy relevant. And then we're going to have some discussion on some of those relevant players as well as we play these games. So we do give you a little bit of content other than just playing games this week. So first one we're going to do is player high-low. So how this works is we're going to guess a player based on their jersey number. So for instance, let's say the actual player is Najee Harris, and his number, I know it, for the Steelers was 22. I'm not sure what it was for the Chargers. And he really doesn't have a number right now. But we're going to use 22. If I said James Conner, which was 30, you would say lower. Simple. Okay? So we're going to go ahead. Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
You want me to guess first?
Yeah.
All right. So for my guess, I'm going to go fantasy relevant players. So have to think of that. Trevion Henderson.
I have a few options, so I want to make sure I do the right guy here. Okay, I got my option. Trevion Henderson is number 32. We're going to go lower.
Okay. Let's go with Jalen Waddle.
Lower.
I believe he's 17.
He is 17. Lower. Okay. But you are very warm.
Okay, I appreciate that. Ladd McConkey, I believe he's 15.
He is 15, and Yahtzee, Rome Odunze.
Oh, I should have been able to figure that one out. Yep. So for me, I don't know if you want to talk about this one real quick, but for me, I love Rome this year, especially with DJ Moore leaving. Is that kind of the same for you?
Yeah, big fan of Rome Odunze this year. He was injured at the second half of last year. He didn't have the best injury history last year. So he was out of the game a little bit, but I expect him to be happy and healthy and getting a plenty of volume.
Yeah, I think it's wheels up for him for sure. All right, your turn. I have my guy, so go for it.
I'm going to go with Cam Stadaboo, 44.
44. All right. We're going to go lower.
James Conner as a Steeler.
So 30.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's actually 6, and that was my mistake. I forgot about that. Higher.
Aaron Jones.
33.
Yes, sir.
Lower. What? Obviously, you're close.
I'm very close here.
I meant to tell you were close on 30, but you figured that part out.
Let's try to work our way up here. 31 is Isaiah Correndo.
Try the other one.
Trevion Henderson, 32.
Now, 32 is correct. But would I really use the guy that I picked first for yours? Never. I picked one of your boys, Montgomery.
Ah, Monty.
Yeah, David Montgomery, number 32. for the Houston Texans. What do you think about his chances this year? I know you liked him as a Lion, and now he's the leader of the backfield, so I'm sure you're really excited.
Yeah, huge fan. I'm a big Monty fan in general. I think he's underrated. I'm a little concerned about the Houston offensive line. It isn't the best, but they did make some improvements this offseason. I'm going wheels up on David Montgomery. As long as he can stay healthy, I can see him being a top 15 back.
I like it. I like it a lot. I know Woody's going to annoy you if you have him in fantasy, because Woody was good last year. He was good enough at least. But the number one worry for me is that offensive line. Hopefully it's gotten better for Monty, but luckily Monty's one of those guys that doesn't need an offensive line as much because he just runs through people. So that helps. So we'll do this one more time each, just to get our feet wet. This is kind of the easiest game to play. That's why I wanted to do it first. So if you got another one for me, I'll go.
All right. Malik Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors 5.
It was a joke. He's number 1. So
he is. Yeah, we'll go higher.
Chuba Hubbard. He's number 30.
Higher.
Higher than 30. CeeDee Lamb.
Lower. I know that one.
So middle of the pack. Retired Lawrence Taylor. I only use his name because I know his number is 56.
Higher.
Higher than 56, lower than 88.
And I should have told you were closer with 88.
Okay. Trey McBride. 85.
85?
Yes.
You are correct, but that was not the tight end I picked.
George Kittle?
No. There's a lot of 85 tight ends I found out.
Yeah, man.
Tucker Kraft, because he's coming off the injury.
Oh.
I definitely wanted to talk about him. Trey, Kittle, Kraft, all 85. Pretty good number to have if you're a tight end, I'm just saying. That and 87, it seems like. So, real quick, what are your thoughts on Tucker?
Looking forward to seeing how he recovers. I'm a little bit more excited for the wide receiver corps in Green Bay than I am Tucker Kraft. I'm really looking forward to seeing Golden explode this year. And Watson, as long as he stays healthy, is always a force. So I know they lost Dobbs and they lost Wicks. But Jalen Reed should be back full 100%. I'm looking forward to seeing how these wide receiver corps handle Jordan Love.
Yeah, if they stay healthy, they're still going to have a really nice receiving corps. That's a big question, though, with Watson and Tucker coming off of injury and Reed always getting hurt. And, all three of the big names in that offense right now, wide receiver or receiving wise, have been hurt recently. So hopefully, for Love's sake and for our dynasty pieces that we have, I'm sure, they can stay healthy, and we'll see exactly what this offense looks like with a little bit more of a streamlined target tree. All right. Do we want to do one more for you or move on?
Yeah, you're up.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with Ramondre Stevenson. We're gonna start with both Patriots when I ask or when I guess. Why not?
I'm gonna go lower than Ramondre Stevenson.
Okay. Now, if I knew what number he was, that would have helped. No, I know.
He's number 38.
Yeah, I knew he was at the high 30s. All right, we're gonna go with Kyron Williams.
The lower.
Larry Fitzgerald was 11, right? We'll go with him.
Yep. 11 for Fitz. Higher, yep. but you're warm.
Okay. So right around the same number. Evans.
Man, are you close? Higher.
Alec Pierce. He's 14.
He is 14. And you nailed it. My actual option was dusting off the rookie class. I was going with Carnell Tate. One of a few rookies whose number's already been selected. He is going with 14.
Oh man, I'm glad I got that number, but I was never getting Carnell Tate.
No,
I had
that's
no
why I
idea.
did it.
Yeah, I had no idea the rookies even had numbers, but I'm excited for his year. I think he's going to be the number one. So, yeah, I mean, wheels up on him, obviously. Get him as early as you can in your draft, is what I would say. After those first two, I think he's the third one always taken, right?
Most cases, yes.
So, all right. So that one's a little teaser to start us off here. We are going to go to our second game, which is going to be the 2025 Stats Grid. So these are the top players at a certain position, total only displayed. And if there's hints, the team will be the first one that we give. All right, so we're going to start. Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
Well, I have a little different of a setup, so it's up to you how you want to start.
We'll start with. We'll make you think a little bit. Rushing touchdowns, NFC only. So there's 15 of them. Obviously, you don't have to get all 15, but we'll take a little bit of time here. And whenever you're like, okay, I give, we'll finish it up. Sound good?
So what's the category again? NFC only?
NFC only rushing touchdowns.
All right. I don't need to know the number, right? I need to know the player.
So you need to know the player. You already have the number. So it's 13, 13, 12, 11, 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 8, 8, 7, 7, 7. So 7 is the lowest amount of touchdowns this board has.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs is correct. Tied for first.
Tied for first? There's 2 people that got 13 rushing touchdowns.
That is good.
Damn. All right. Bijan Robinson.
Of course he's on here, right?
He has to be.
Yes. You'd be surprised. 7 rushing touchdowns. One of the last ones on the board.
Christian McCaffrey.
I figured you were getting that one. 10.
What about Aaron Jones?
That would be the first strike. Don't forget he was hurt for pretty good part of the year.
That's right.
But usually that's a great call because he's an end zone. He finds the end zone pretty well.
Josh Jacobs.
There's the 13. Number 1 on the list.
Wow. Okay, I wouldn't have guessed him at 13, but I'm glad
Me neither, right? That's why I wanted to do this category.
I know it was a down year for him statistically, but what about Saquon Barkley?
Same with Bijan, 7.
Cool.
So yes, for Bijan or for Barkley, that is a down year in touchdowns for sure.
Yeah. This was last year, so Kenneth Walker was still on the Seahawks.
He was still on the Seahawks. Is that a guess?
That's a guess.
That it would be your first strike.
It's my second strike.
Second strike. I lied.
Kyron Williams.
There he is. He had 10.
Oh, wow. Okay, good for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that rushing-wise he had 10. So, not a great pass catcher out of the backfield, but still can do it. But 10 rushing. They were down to the end zone pretty often, though, in that team last year.
This might be my third strike, but I'm going to go with Bucky Irving.
Bucky was hurt a little bit this year, too.
Right.
He did not have 7. So, now, don't forget, this is not just running backs. I'll give you that hint as well.
All right, well, the 3 that come to mind are quarterbacks.
Okay. Go for it.
Jalen Hurts.
Absolutely. He had 8.
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels was hurt almost all year.
Yeah.
So he wasn't on this list.
So the ones that are coming to mind are killing me because it's AFC. Like I'm thinking like the Lamar Jacksons and the Josh Allens.
Right.
But
think younger.
Younger than Josh Allen. NFC.
Well, Josh Allen's like 30, so it's not going to be too difficult.
No. What about Kyler Murray?
Not this year. No. The quarterback plays for the Giants.
Oh, come on. I should have got that.
Yeah, and he's your boy.
My boy,
Jackson.
See,
9 touchdowns.
See, He didn't. That's impressive. I wasn't really thinking him because he didn't play all year as well. He had his concussion at the end of the year, and
He didn't
play for
start
like
the
week
year.
3. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I definitely wanted to talk about him. Very impressive year from him, at least running wise. Obviously, the same game he starts, Malik Neighbors goes down almost, so can't really see them together, which was a shame. Hopefully, we get to see that this year. So for the person that has 12, you actually said the teammate of his already.
Oh, Swift.
No. Well, Swift's on the board, and I'll give you that one, but that was not who I was talking about.
No, Swift is on the board.
Yeah. Swift is on the board, but that was not who I was talking.
I tap.
You tap?
That's about 9 strikes.
Yeah. I was looking for Zach Charbonnet.
Oh.
The end zone guy for that team. Javonte Williams, which was a surprise.
Never would have got that one.
Yeah, that was a surprising one. David Montgomery.
Damn me.
Another surprise. That means they had 21 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, that's
impressive. They didn't have a good offensive line from what people said.
That's impressive.
I think that's hilarious.
I wouldn't have guessed Monty because Gibbs was so high.
Right. Tyler Algier had more than Bijan Robinson.
That's impressive.
Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Bill. And then this is the one that I couldn't believe. Sean Tucker had 7 touchdowns last year.
You could have cleaned me out if I had to guess them all.
Yeah, right. So that was just a fun first one. I really enjoyed this one because of so many surprises, right? Javonte with 11, Sean Tucker with 7, Algier having more than Robinson. That probably took it completely out of your head when Robinson had 7. You're like, all right, well, Algier didn't have as many as that. So yeah, anyone that you want to highlight out of this list, or you want to move on to your side?
I think we highlighted them as we went. I'm impressed with Jackson Dart's numbers with the little games that he had. I'm looking forward to a full season. Charbonnet, he got hurt at the end, and it was at the very end of the season, but still impressive considering Kenneth Walker was there still. And then, like we mentioned, the Detroit Lions having 21 rushing touchdowns is impressive.
Yeah, that was the thing that popped out to me. People said that their offensive line was down last year, and they still ran. Not total touchdowns for these two. They ran for 21 touchdowns. Sounds like the offensive line was okay. So maybe the passing side of the things wasn't, but the offensive line for the running back seemed like it was okay. All right, so you did a top 5.
Yeah, I did 5. I didn't do 15. I did 5. Yes.
All right, so let's pick your favorite one, and we'll do that. And I have one more that I wanted to do for you, or we can do 2 of yours since they're top 5. And I'm not going to get at this at all.
You want the numbers?
I'll take the numbers. Yeah.
Number 1, 169, 118.
What is the category?
112. You're not getting a category right now.
What?
108.
Okay.
107.
All right, so 107 to a very high one something. Okay.
Tight ends targeted.
Oh, well, Trey McBride.
He's at 169.
Yeah, he was ridiculous. I'm gonna go probably Kelsey.
He was 4 at 108. He was 2 at 118.
This is where it gets tricky. I took all the good ones, right?
Yeah, this is going to get tricky.
Warren?
Well done. Number 3 at 112.
So I'm missing 5, right?
Yeah.
No
strikes.
Yeah, I'm trying here. And it was 107?
Yes, sir.
Targets,
not receptions.
All right. I mean, I'm going to guess Bowers.
Good guess. Strike 1.
Yeah, I kind of figured that because of the injuries, but they could have thrown to him 20 times in a game, every game.
This is true.
Let's go with all the tight ends I'm thinking about were hurt. Let's go with another rookie. Fannin?
Well done! 107.
So 107 for Fannin. I know they didn't have much on that team, but that's pretty impressive for a rookie tight end on that offense to have 107. That's impressive. They have I think they have better weapons this year. We will see. Quinshon Judkins actually starting the year instead of fighting for money. That'll help as well. So
Yeah, 2 rookie wide receivers that should come into their own. Jerry Judy's still there. Yeah, there's a lot of mouths.
There's going to be. I wonder if that goes up because of how well he played, or if it goes down because of all the mouths to feed. Right? It's an interesting situation there. So, but yeah. Luckily, there were some chalk ones, so that made it a little bit easier. But that was fun. All right, so this is quarterback yards per game rounded. So I didn't do decimal points or anything. All right, so for the viewing audience, we have 277, 269, 268, 259, 256, 243, 241, and 240. So between 277 and 240 were the 8 quarterbacks. So you only have 30 some options. I wouldn't say 32, probably more than that, but not many more than that.
All right. Gunslingers.
That's what we're looking for, sir. Your favorite.
I love it. And so speaking of, my absolute favorite gunslinger of all gunslingers, Matthew J. Stafford.
I figured you were going to get the MVP. That's why I had my cursor ready. Nick?
All right. Let's go with that logic. Let's go with the runner-up, Drake May.
4th at 259. Not too shabby, sir.
Nice.
No, he took 3rd in the MVP. I'm just kidding. I think it was CMC anyway. So
yeah, CMC was 3rd.
Yeah.
What about Super Bowl champion Sam Darnold?
Not on the list. Strike one.
Patrick Mahomes?
Of course.
Yeah, got to.
It's per game as well. So however many games you played, because he didn't play all of them.
Right. Okay.
He had the 256 per game.
That helps.
Yeah. So that will be important as well.
What about Dak Prescott?
Number 3, which makes a whole lot of sense because that defense was a joke, so he had to keep throwing.
Daniel Jones? If we're going by game, he has a chance.
I like your thought process, but he is not on the board.
All right.
I do like the thought process, though. Funny thing, if we were doing top 5, you'd only have one left. You're crushing the top 5.
Trying to think of who has good wide receiving core. Ooh, what about Jared Goff?
There's number 2.
Oh, there we go.
Gunslingers, like we said, 2 guys that got traded for each other, or 1 and 2 in this one. Thought it was pretty interesting.
Caleb Williams?
Good guess, but no. That would be strike 3. Do you want any hints? I think if it's hints, it's probably too easy.
No, I don't want to hint you yet.
Okay.
What about Justin Herbert?
No. Good guess, though. You think of a gunslinger, you think of him, right? So that makes a lot of sense.
Brock Purdy?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, I should give you a hint here, because these last 2 are pretty tough. Do you want the hint?
Yeah, I'll take the hint.
Neither of them started the season for their team. One ended the season, the other one did not.
Wow, so we definitely are going yards per game if he didn't start the season nor finish.
Yeah. He came in, slung for a few games, and was out. The one guy. The other one, he just slung for the rest of the season.
Well, McBride's a hot commodity. Michael Wilson was a hot commodity. What about Jacoby Brissett?
Number 8.
Oh, thanks. The hints helped. The hints helped.
The hints definitely were going to help. I still, unless I tell you the team, I don't think you get this one.
Yeah, I'm really
because it's so random.
Because I'm thinking of random ones now, but they started the season. I'm thinking of the Bakers and the Joe Burrows, but it's not them.
I was actually surprised Burrow wasn't on this list because it is per game. He played 5 games, 6 games, and throws usually around 250. So I was pretty surprised by that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm any other hint.
The only hint I can kind of give you, he's a journeyman, I can give you the team, but you should be able to get it from that.
Give me the conference. I think I got it.
NFC.
There is no way in hell.
Say it.
There's no way. There's no way in hell it's Carson Wentz.
It absolutely is.
Get out of here.
I could not believe it as well. I talked so negatively on Carson Wentz since he got hurt, since Foles took over for him. Basically, he hasn't been the same quarterback. And all the trash talk, all that, everybody had negative things to say about Wentz. He threw for 243 yards a game. Granted, not many games, and his team did not win many of those games. But he did throw for 243 yards.
I am heavily involved in the J.J. McCarthy, and I had to pick up Wentz this year. So that was the only thing. I think the hint of the journeyman helped, but not starting and not finishing, it's not too many quarterbacks in that spectrum.
Right, but you think of him, and then you're like, no, I'm skipping him.
Yeah, I was going to skip him, man.
Right.
I wasn't even thinking of him until I got the hints.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's a good category, man.
That's why I took that category, because I was like, oh, there's some good names on here. So that was a good one.
Yeah.
All right. We got one more. For team grid, we have 9 players in a 3x3 grid, and we are going to guess the linking team, the team that links all 3 of those players together for up, down, and side to side, vertical, horizontal, however you want to say it. So we'll start with my guessing. How's that?
Okay, for our listeners, box 1A is Antonio Brown, followed by Deion Branch, and to close out the top round, LeGarrette Blount. Row 2 starts with Kenneth Gainwell, followed by Russell Wilson, followed by Javon Hargrave. Row 3 is Ryan Fitzpatrick, Jadeveon Clowney, and current head coach DeMeco Ryans.
All right. So from my fandom, 100%, I'm gonna say the Steelers first. Is Gainwell, Wilson, and Hargraves.
Correct.
Yeah. I felt pretty confident in that one. It's funny because Brown and Gainwell both played for the Steelers too. And I know Brown didn't play for the Eagles, so there's only one other option there. We'll go with the Buccaneers. And Fitz played for everybody. So
yes,
that's kind of easy. That one makes it a little bit easier. You just figure out what the other 2 are. So that's the Buccaneers. Brown, Branch, and Blount. I know for a fact that they were all Patriots because I hated the Patriots when all of them played there. So those are definitely all Patriots.
LeGarrette Blount, a little fun fact, LeGarrette Blount was my very first league winner when he was logging all those red zone touchdowns. That's
yeah. He had the Jerome Bettis stat line in 2005 or whatever it was. A few times. That's good. Branch, Wilson, and Clowney. I'm going to have to guess it's the Seattle Seahawks.
You are correct.
And then Blount, Hargraves, and Ryans. Fitz, Clowney, and Ryans should be the Texans.
Correct.
And then Blount, Hargraves, and Ryans. Man. I thought Hargraves only played for 1 or 2 teams. I don't know who Ryans has played for, DeMeco Ryans. We're going to go Tennessee.
Incorrect.
Arizona.
Incorrect.
You might get me on this one then. Philly?
Well done on the last guess. Yes, Philly. LeGarrette Blount, Javon Hargrave, and DeMeco Ryans finished his career in Philadelphia for 1 season.
I forgot that I paid attention to Blount too much, I guess. Because that's the one I was going with. I was like, who did he play for? Let's see. Because I thought Hargraves only played for a couple teams. I forgot he played for Philly, though. So that's a good one. I like it. Obviously, the main, I would say the person we would want to talk about is Gainwell on this. And after the year he had, last year with the Steelers, coming into another situation where he's going to be the pass catcher, right? But there's a lot of pass catchers around him, so we'll see if he can have as good of a year. Fantasy-wise.
I'm glad you called out Gainwell, because previous game that I had some numbers on, Gainwell was actually 5th in receiving yards for all running backs in the league, which threw me for a loop. Like the CMCs and the Bijons and the Gibbs and everything was up to par, but he was 5th with 486 reception yards out of all running backs. So I think he's going to do well in Tampa.
All right, so for Jeremy, I have from same thing, left to right, top to bottom. All right, Metcalf, DK Metcalf, Jonnu Smith, Michael Pittman. Next line we have Geno Smith, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Daniel Jones. And the final line we have Rashad Penny, AJ Brown. I think it's funny we both used a Brown, and then Carson Wentz. I was feeling Carson Wentz this past week, I guess.
Hey, if the stats don't lie, man, he was a gunslinger for 5 games. Stats don't lie.
He might have thrown for 1,000 yards. That's what we're saying. Yep. So those are the ones for you there, sir.
Okay. For Metcalf, Geno, and Penny, I'm going Seattle.
Yep.
For Pittman, Daniel Jones, and Wentz, I'm going Indy.
Yep.
For the first row of Metcalf, Jonnu, and Pittman, I know better than to say that you chose the Steelers.
Yep.
Geno, Wan'Dale, and Daniel Jones, I'm fairly confident is the Giants. I don't remember Geno playing for the Giants much, but...
yeah, that was the one I thought you were going to get stumped on, but he did play. He was a backup, but he did play.
Rashard Penny, A.J. Brown, and Wentz has to be Philly.
Yep.
That middle one's stumping me, man.
Really?
Wan'Dale Robinson, A.J. Brown.
I thought it'd be easy for you with Wan'Dale.
John.
There he is.
Good job. Good job getting this year's current events in. Yeah, we're going to go with the Tennessee Titans.
That's right. Wan'Dale was drafted by the Giants, so he only had one other team he could have been on, and it's the Titans.
Yeah, well done.
Well done by you, sir. I don't think there were any mistakes on that one. So well done, sir. Anyone you wanted to highlight?
Well, touch base on a few here. Pittman, I think, is going to do fantastic in Pittsburgh. I'm really excited for Pittman in Pittsburgh. I'm a Pittman fan, so to see these on my hometown team is pretty cool. Where do you think A.J. Brown's going to go and win?
So everyone is expecting the Patriots. But just bear with me for a second. What if he goes to Vegas?
Vegas?
They don't have a number one. I like Jalen Naylor, but he is not a number one. They don't have a number one actual wide receiver. But you pair A.J. Brown with Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, and Fernando Mendoza. Until he doesn't get the ball, he's a really good teammate. We've heard.
Yes.
Obviously, Vrabel, as his former head coach, and was very upset whenever the Titans got rid of him. So it's not like he's bad in the locker room. He just doesn't like not getting the ball. It's basically what it seems like. And some people are tired of hearing that, I guess, in Philly. So I think it would be really interesting if he's able to go to the Raiders. I don't know how much room they have cap-wise or anything like that, but they don't have many good players, so I can't see how there's not that much cap left, especially when 3 of their top players are all in their rookie contracts. But yeah, that's my thought, is I think the Raiders would be a great spot for him. It's probably going to be the Patriots, and with Drake May and my shares of Drake May, I will be ecstatic with him and Romeo Dobbs. Now, definitely the 1 and 2, and already better than what they had last year. Even though Diggs was very good, there was nothing beside him as a legitimate number 2. So that obviously raises the stock for Drake May if AJ does go there, like everyone's expecting. Your thoughts?
I like the Vegas call. I didn't think of it. I didn't see it, but you might have talked me into it.
I think if there's room monetarily, I think that's the best spot for him. and probably the best team. Obviously, you're not winning anything there yet, but to be able to go there and start building something, that they are building something there. Very strong, in my opinion. But I'm also a Fernando Mendoza fan, so I think he's going to be very good. So I think that'll be interesting. He's probably going to go to the Patriots. The Vrabel connection just makes so much sense. Him being a former, obviously we talked about being a former Titan when Vrabel was the head coach. Vrabel not happy that they traded him. So yeah, I think that's where he's going to end up. But I always like to give a think about this, right? So that's my little think about this for this episode, I guess. Yeah, anyone else we wanted to highlight on that? I mean, no one's picked up John New yet, which I'm pretty surprised about. Not sure what's going on there, so we'll see. But yeah, so we're going to take a quick break here and talk about our player profile for this week, which is Isaiah Likely. Now the New York Giants, formerly the Baltimore Ravens backup, or second tight end, I guess, not necessarily backup. They both played. Measurables, 6'4", 245, 26 years old, 2022 fourth-round pick, number 34 in that round. Came out of Coastal Carolina. His career, 4 years, backup, like I said, backup to Mark Andrews, second tight end, however you want to say it that way. Never had a 500 receiving yards season, which I was surprised to hear that. And then 15 receiving TDs in 4 years. So not horrible receiving TDs, but in 4 years, 15. We're hoping for more this year than that average. So 3 to 4, I think that is per year. So before I kind of move on or talk a little bit more, anything you wanted to talk about with Likely?
I'm a little surprised as well at the 500 yards, but again, he is behind Mark Andrews in a not so heavy pass offense. So
Good point.
When you look at the numbers and you look at the situation, it makes a little bit more sense. But still, those are the numbers. I am expecting him to exceed that this year. I think that he is going to be drastically improved and drastically used differently. I think he's going to be a top tight end. Jackson Dart relies heavily on his tight ends. He likes to pass. He likes to yak yards underneath it, and he likes to pass underneath. He focused on tight ends a lot last year with Theo Johnson. And now I think Isaiah Likely is a significant upgrade to Theo Johnson. So having Jackson Dart now having this type of weapon at a tight end spot could really be dangerous.
Yeah, I see him as the number 2 pass catcher there, to be 100% honest. So obviously he's going to his head coach was his former head coach in Baltimore. They just moved together. The New York Ravens is what they've been jokingly calling it right now, because there were a few Ravens who went with Harbaugh. My thing always is about the dynasty value. I'm not sure if I agree with their dynasty value, though. So the dynasty value for Likely is between Eli Stowers and Jake Ferguson, and as a tight end, and that's tight end 12, tier 5. So Eli Stowers, who hasn't touched the field yet in an NFL game, is already ahead of his Isaiah Likely. I was surprised by that. I probably would have had him a little bit higher. I guess the age has a little bit to do with that. And then overall, he's between Eli Stowers. So obviously they're really close ranking-wise. And Alec Pierce. I kind of agree with that. I think he's going to have about the same kind of year that they're expecting from Alec Pierce now. So I kind of like that spot. But Eli Stowers being ahead of him, again, just surprises me because Goddard's going to be there for a year. We don't know what he actually is. And I think we have an idea of what Isaiah Likely is and could be even more with no one in front of him, right? So I looked at that dynasty value, and I got that off of Keep Trade Cut, KTC, as we do for a lot of things. And I was surprised. I think he's a buy, is what I see, because there's not many options. And if anyone remembers, Dart, when he played, Theo Johnson was pretty legitimate for a while there. And like you said already, Theo Johnson is not Isaiah Likely. I'm pretty excited about the outlook into this. I'm really excited for their offense because it looks like it could be fun, especially if Cam comes back healthy, Malik comes back healthy. Those are two very important things. But he could be the number one pass catcher if Malik Neighbors doesn't come back fully healthy, and be the number two in my opinion. If Malik Neighbors is back week one. So. Yeah, anything else you wanted to talk about with Isaiah Likely? I'm excited for him, like I said before.
I am too. I'm really excited for this offense. It might be because I'm a little biased toward Jackson Dart, but I know the kind of game that Dart plays. Like, he likes that quick hitting offense with his tight ends being used frequently for intermediate crossing RPOs. He's a big RPO user. Eats up easy yardage, man. And if you got a tight end who's going to have hands like Isaiah Likely and speed like Isaiah Likely, he really could do some damage this year. I'm a buyer. I think I am. I'm in 5 leagues, and I think I have him in 3. I'm a big fan of Isaiah Likely this year. I think he's going to do well with Jackson.
Yeah, I haven't bought him. I drafted him a while ago, but obviously, but I haven't bought into him yet. But I think he is a buy, especially if he's tight end 12. I think he could be in the top. He could be fighting in the top 8.
I was going to say the same thing. I think he deserves a little bit more respect than top 10. I think top 8 is a sweet spot for him. I would agree with you there, Mick.
But the tight end is starting to develop into a pretty strong position, so we'll see where he actually falls. But I love doing these player profiles. I'm glad we started with somebody who we believe in, at least. So we're not super negative to start the player profile section, right? With that, was there anything else you want to talk about with that, Likely?
No, man. I think we crushed it. We both of us seem like we're on the same page and anticipating big things from him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel the same way. We're going to jump into the second half, though, of game night here. These are a little bit quicker, I feel like. I'm thinking. So we'll move a little bit faster here. So the first one is 2025 high or lower. So what player has the better numbers? I'm going to give you – the first one is going to be what player has the higher numbers out of the two. And then from there, I'm going to keep one of them, and then you tell me if the next player is higher or lower. Does that make sense? That's how mine works. Okay. So first off, we have Breece. This is rushing yards in 2025 only. So Breece Hall versus Ashton Jeanty.
I think it's close, but I'm going to go with Breece Hall.
Breece Hall, 1,065. Ashton Jeanty, just under 1,000, 975. So well done. Breece Hall is correct. And then we are going to go with Rico Dowdle or Breece Hall's 1065. Did Rico Dowdle beat Breece Hall in rush yards?
I think he beat Jeanty. I don't think he beat Breece Hall.
No? Okay. He did. I was shocked.
Oh, by a hair.
I was shocked when I saw that, to be honest with you. All right, so we have Rico Dowdle at 1076 or Travis Etienne, I think.
Travis. It's Etienne because they're both pronounced Etienne, which is kind of weird.
Okay. Spelled entirely different, but yeah.
I think he had a decent year. That's why Saints paid him. I'm gonna go with Etienne.
So Travis higher, 1,100. Well done, sir. And the last one, your boy, CMC.
I think CMC has the most yards out of all these players.
Is that your final answer, sir?
Yes.
You are correct. 1,200 rushing yards. 1,202 to be exact. So that's how I did it. I know you had it a little bit different, so we can do a couple of yours now.
Well, I have kind of like rapid fire, so I can either blow through all mine, then you could do one more.
Cool. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so I have 2. You're just going to pick which one you think is the best. Tight ends with the more receiving touchdowns. Harold Fannin or Brock Bowers?
So Brock Bowers didn't play as many games, but you're probably thinking I'm going to say Harold Fannin. So we'll go with Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers with 7. Harold Fannin with 6.
Yep.
QB pass attempts, not yards,
Oh,
not
jeez.
completions. Attempts. Caleb Williams or Matthew Stafford?
Stafford.
Well done. 597 to 568.
Yeah, you don't throw for how many yards he had without having one of the most passing attempts in the league.
QB air yards. Again, not receptions. Ball in the air. Dak Prescott or Drake May?
Prescott.
Incorrect. Prescott had 25-29.
I did know that.
Drake May had 26-48.
Yeah, he was going deep the booty and all them other runners, all them other sprinters on that Patriots team.
All right, I got 2 more for you. One you probably know because we might have touched base on it already with our previous categories.
Mm-hmm.
More rushing touchdowns for a quarterback. Jackson Dart or Jalen Hurts?
Well, yeah, we did touch on this. It's Jackson Dart.
Yes, he has 9. Hurts with 8. The last one, I went with completely random players because I needed to make this a little challenging. Wide receiver receiving yards. A.D. Mitchell or Pop Douglas?
Well, A.D. Mitchell was not existent for half a season. Pop Douglas was at least there. I'm still going to go with A.D. Mitchell because he had a couple good games with the Jets.
A.D. Mitchell won by 6 yards, 453 to 447.
Yeah, but that was all year for Pop, and that was like 6 games, maybe.
Yeah, and we just went over Drake May having 2,600 air yards. So
right.
They needed to boost up that wide receivers, and they did just that.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're about to do it even more from what it sounds like with AJ. So we'll see. I will give you an option. So we have passing interceptions, which I think you said you had a category of as well.
I did on a previous one, so let's move on to the different
or
one.
total TDs non-passing. Michael Wilson and Travis Kelce. Who had more total touchdowns?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Let's go with, out of these 2 individuals, Michael Wilson.
Michael Wilson had 7, and Travis Kelce only had 6.
Noise.
So well done, sir. Did Michael Wilson have more or less than Trevor Lawrence non-passing?
Michael Wilson.
Trevor Lawrence had 9.
Wow.
I was shocked when I saw that number. We talked about Jackson Dart having 9, and we're like, yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Jackson Dart plays like 6 games. You're like, oh, that makes total sense. And T-Law plays the whole
Trevor Lawrence played the whole year, was a great quarterback this past year, and ran more than he has in the past, and we still are both like, no way, that's not true. Yeah, he had 9 rushing touchdowns this past year. So Kenneth Gainwell or Trevor Lawrence is 9. Did Gainwell get double digits?
He had such a good receiving year.
But did he fall in the end zone enough?
Not that I know of, man. And he was in Pittsburgh. I would have recalled. I don't think he had 9. I'm going to go lower.
He had 8.
Ooh!
But
Close.
Gainwell had 8 total touchdowns. I was pretty surprised by that as well, knowing he played for the Steelers. And then the final one, we're going to go Trevor Lawrence or Trevion Henderson.
I want to say Henderson hit double digits. I'm going to go with Henderson.
You would be correct. 10 touchdowns in the small amount of time that he played. He had a lot in that 4 or 5 weeks where he played by himself, though. So
I played him 4 different weeks. That's how I know he was killer, because each week he got me.
Yep. And then next game we're going to play here, Who Is It? That's the best I could come up with for the name. There's a total of 8 hints to guess. Less hints, you get more points, even though we're not counting points. So you just get to say, hey, I did it faster than you. So we're going to see how long this takes. But we're obviously going to give you the first hint, and you can take a guess. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first guessing?
I'll let you call this on.
All right, you can go first on guessing. Here's the first. So his number's 23.
Kyron Williams.
And that's all you need. All right, so I can't beat you at all. Like, that's incredible. I did not expect you to go there. Well done, sir. So real quick, just for the fun of it, the other things that I had there, 2023 Pro Bowl, came out of Notre Dame, 5th-round pick, drafted in 2022, running back, first letter is K, and plays for the Rams was going to be the one that you should have gotten that taken care of. But you got it in the first one. Well done, sir.
That'll never happen again.
That is going to be a hard one to follow.
I'm glad this was on record because it's never going to happen again.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. I thought for sure you would go with CMC as your first guess.
All right. Number 14.
Alec Pierce.
Incorrect. You want the accolade next now that you guessed?
Whatever the next one is, yeah.
Yeah.
One guess per.
He was second team All-Pro in 2019.
Chris Godwin.
Holy crap! You did it too! Well done!
Well, 2019 kind of runs 7 years. That takes a lot of the receivers out of the running.
There you go.
And I am a Godwin and Evans fan, so I knew he was 14. All right. Well, that was the quickest I think I could have guessed. So we're going to do another one here. Number 83.
I got to think of an 83.
You could just say it next.
Yeah, let's go next. I don't want to waste too much time on.
This one's a fun one for me. Has been a wide receiver 3 for his team consistently.
Next.
Michigan State. Your school, brother. That's why I did this one.
I got to guess, but there's no way you chose him. He's not even fantasy relevant. No, he's not. No, I'm not going to guess that because he's not the third wide receiver. Next.
6th-round pick.
All right, what's the next one? What year was he drafted?
Drafted in 2022.
83 that played for the Spartans.
I don't know what his number was for the Spartans, but
no, but he's
now.
He's 83 now, yeah. But Spartans, Michigan State Spartans in the NFL.
This is what I was expecting, by the way.
I think I got a guess.
Go for it.
He went to Michigan State, and he was wide receiver 3. I don't think he's wide receiver 3 anymore. I'm going to go with Jalen Naylor. Yes! He's clicking the top column.
Absolutely who it was, because I want to talk about him very briefly. Now, I just bashed him a little bit because when we were talking about A.J. Brown, but he is a good receiver. I think he's going to really be a good number 2 for somebody, but he's not a wide receiver 1, in my opinion. We talked about him a lot in the regular season last year because he would have these games when you have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and Hawk and Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason, and he would be the one who got the catches. We just couldn't figure it out. And I think last year is the reason that he made some money. So I wanted to talk about him a little bit and see what your thoughts were.
I think he's in a good spot here. And like I said, I don't think he's wide receiver 3 anymore. And now, I think he's going to get a little bit more volume here.
I mean, right now he looks like 1.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's going to get more opportunity. Yeah, I think I like his spot.
Yep. Yeah, but I wanted to bring him up. I didn't know he went to Michigan State. As soon as I saw the Michigan State, I was like, "Oh, this is perfect! It's something to talk about from his school." So that was a fun one. We got one more, or
yeah, I got one more. Are you ready?
One more? All right, go for it. First one.
Number 0.
What?
You heard me.
I mean, it's probably really easy because it's a 0, but I don't have any idea.
There was a lot of zeros. That's why I went with it, because I wanted to stump you some.
I didn't expect there to be a lot of zeros. We'll move on.
3-time Pro Bowler.
He's in the league now?
Yes.
Another one.
This individual took advantage of the portal and transferred from his original college of Georgia Tech I don't want to give you the second college because I think it's a slam dunk. He had 2 years at Georgia Tech and then transferred to blank for 1 year.
I have no answer right now. Next.
First round draft pick. 12th overall.
12th overall. First round.
That number 0 is getting you, isn't it?
It is. I'm trying to forget about that number and think of everything else. Another one.
Draft year 2023. So he's made the Pro Bowl every year.
Dude. Georgia Tech made the Pro Bowl.
Now again, if you want the other college, I'll give it to you, but I think it's a runaway.
So he was drafted number 12 overall in 2023.
Correct.
Which means it was the year before the 5 quarterbacks. I don't know why I can't get this.
It's the college threw you off. If I gave you the other college, I think you would get it.
So
I can give you the other college, or
you
I
got
can give you
Bama?
the position. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jameer Gibbs.
There we go.
I forgot he was 0.
There we go.
One of my favorite players, and I forgot his number. That's pretty sad.
That's what happens.
But yeah, that was a good one. The 0 completely threw me off because I was
I
what?
wanted to go a random number, and I was like, okay, give me 44 is too easy. It's Cam Scatterbo, and I was like, okay, I don't know any other 44s, and I was like, 0 works because there's offensive, there's defensive.
Yeah, no, that worked out real well for you. You stumped me on one of my favorite players, which I think is pretty funny. You were right though. If I would have heard Alabama, the only thing that helped me was the year that he was drafted. To be honest with you, I know 23 he was drafted number 12. All right, last one. We're gonna do what's called a Weedle, but because we didn't know that beforehand, we're gonna call it NFL Wordle. The clues are coming from guest players from the team, division, position, age, and number. So 5 different categories we have to be able to guess this. I have quite a few of them, but we're probably going to do 1 or 2 for each of us, just with the time frame here. So if you want to go first, guessing,
I'll guess first. I want to see how you orchestrate this. So if you want to go first,
so go ahead and guess a player.
Christian McCaffrey.
CMC, 49ers, NFC West was correct. The 49ers obviously was close. It's in the same conference, same division there. Running back is wrong. Age 29 is close. That means it's within 2 years either way. And the number is lower than 23.
I'll go JSN because it's in the NFC West. He's younger. Not that younger, but his number's lower. Maybe I'll hit Seahawks or position.
All right. So Seahawks is correct.
Nice.
NFC West obviously is correct. Wide receiver is correct. You have the wrong age and the wrong number.
I'm going to go with Rashid Shaheed.
You are 100% correct there. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
He just got paid, so wanted to
me hitting the NFC West on the first guess helped because then
that was pretty incredible there. That helps a lot. And don't forget, these are going to be a little bit easier than the ones that you would see on online because we're not doing any players that are not relevant to fantasy football. So it's quarterback, tight end, wide receiver, running back. That's it. So it makes it a lot easier that way. So
go ahead, guess me a player.
All right, we're going to go Rico Dowdle.
Steelers is incorrect. AFC North is incorrect. Running back is incorrect. Age is close, yellow.
And then 13?
Lower, but yellow.
All right, so we're going to go with Bo Nix. I know it's wrong, but there's a method to my madness.
Yeah, you're trying to get things down. Okay. 26 is correct.
That's not going to help me. Okay.
And that is yellow, higher.
And you said everything else was completely wrong?
Correct.
Mike Evans.
He's 32. And is he? What number is he in San Francisco?
I think he's still 13.
Still 13? Okay.
No,
he's 5.
So it's higher. That one's higher. and this one's lower.
Yeah, you nailed the age. That's lower.
Yeah.
Wide receiver is correct. NFC West is yellow.
Jaden Reed.
He is 26. Number 11. I just wanted you to type that out. You got it.
I knew it. That's so rude.
Another Spartan, man.
Yep. No, we both like Jaden Reed, so that makes sense. Jaden Reed, I expect him to have a really nice year. As long as they stay healthy, they're going to be fun to watch, man. So, all right, we might come back to NFL Wordle another day. That was a lot. I enjoy this one. I think this is one of the more fun games to play.
Agreed.
So, hopefully, everyone else had a good time with this. Please give us your feedback. I kind of want to do this again, different games. I like to play different stuff and then kind of talk about those players. But yeah, anything you want to say before we head out? I know this is probably a little bit longer of a show, so we apologize, but we were having fun.
No, if you're still listening, that means you enjoyed it. So thank you for still listening. No, I think this was a lot of fun. Hopefully it came off okay via podcast without a screen being able to be seen. So again, thanks for all listening, and hope you guys had as much fun as we did.
Yeah, absolutely. And next week we're back to meat and potatoes. We got quarterback and tight end rankings. And we got a player profile with Bashal Tootin, someone that I am interested in hearing your thoughts. And I have some interesting ones as well. For Jeremy, I'm Mickey. This is Dynasty of the Mountaintops. Check us out on YouTube, Apple, or Podbean. Our socials at dynastymttops on Blue Sky and X. And email us at dynastymttops@gmail.com for any comments, show ideas. What did you think? Did you think this was a good idea? Let us know. Did you play along with us? Were you right? Did you figure it out faster than we did? Love to know. But again, for Jeremy, I'm Mickey. This has been Dash with the Mountaintops. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Thanks again.